Yo, YouTube, how the hell are you? It's Iconic Bilo bringing you another Call of Duty video today. And today I'd like to talk to you about Call of Duty esports and how it can be used as a more effective tool and how it can be used to make more money for not only MLG but the codcasters and every single pro gamer. First off, I think teams should be made 6v6, and expanding the teams will also expand each individual brand for the person and the team. If you expand it to 6v6, there's going to be two people and two people and two people that will all be playing the same role. So there will be two ARs or two snipers or two objective players, which will also make people more competitive in the team and trying to challenge the other person to see who can do better. And I think that there should also be a trade limit on when people can make trades and when they can pick up people from a free agent. If a player isn't playing good on a team, you can trade them with some money and hopefully you can pick up a good player from another team. This would make competitive much more easier in figuring out who's on which team and how everything works together. If you're trading an AR player for another Slayer with money, it's not really going to work out, and maybe it may work out for that team, but it's not going to work out for, say, Optic or Envy, and it wouldn't mash with every single team. And the money isn't always going to be there for the smaller teams, which creates an underdog kind of setup for some of the smaller teams or an open bracket team, and that would also create money and revenue for maybe a draft or something like that, to where they bring in some new players and see how they would work with their current team and their current roster and see how they can improve. And I think that would actually increase popularity as well, because then maybe the underdogs could become the big people, and then people like Nadeshot wouldn't get as much flack for sucking in a search and destroy or sucking in a blitz game, where, hey, if you want to change the team, you can change the team, but you still got to keep a captain, you still got to keep a Slayer, and you still got to keep some kind of recognizable name on your team, otherwise you're not going to be able to achieve the money that you want. I would also like them to try and expand to television or cable or satellite. It would be really kind of cool to be able to record it one day and be like, hey, let's go watch some Call of Duty. Instead of playing, maybe you want a day off and to relax for a little bit, watch some competitive. I don't know, I always sit back and watch some baseball, some basketball, and I like being able to recognize people, and sitting there watching some Call of Duty every now and then is great. And with everybody streaming nowadays, it really is viable, and it may be another option for MLG to sign with all the teams, the major teams at least, and put them on cable TV. Maybe get a channel or something like that. And then gaming for not only YouTube but Twitch would make less money, but I think making more money from getting the big team signed. If you sign them for $1 million each team for a year and then figure out how it goes, it may actually be one of the more profitable things that MLG could do. Where people like Mariano Rivera of the Yankees, who is a closer, he is like a Clayster of a team. He can hold the entire team together and keep the team going. You gotta keep people like Clayster or Nadeshot or Scumpy or Teepee or Fizzerp and keep their morale up and keep them doing what they love. Otherwise, you're not gonna have great codcasters or great players anymore, because then they're not going to be able to continue doing it and doing what they love. So if you don't give them the way to recognize them, then they're not going to have their own brand themselves, and they won't be able to be recognized unless they're on that specific team that they're known for. They could also do something like the MLB or the NCAA and do a tournament. Use the COD Championships as like an open bracket, and put the top 4 MLG teams that win MLG Orlando, MLG Anaheim, MLG Dallas, and MLG Cleveland as the number 1 seeds, and then fill in the rest. once they fill in the rest, if there's any open spots, they can earn those by playing the clan versus clan or clan wars or things like that. And then it would also include the in-game kind of stuff too. And if they start including stuff like that, then it would also make it a hell of a lot more profitable for Activision and other game developers to come into the series saying, okay, we'll make this game for a certain year, add in DLC that will fit the competitive gaming style, and hopefully add in game types and guns and kill streaks that are enjoyable to watch. And if things like this are enjoyable to watch, viewership will go up, sponsorships for the people will go up. There will be contracts signed between teams and players and sponsors, and showing these people that there's more than just playing a game. And I think a lot of people don't recognize that. Playing this game isn't just for fun anymore for most people. It's not just for fun, it's competitive. It's beating everybody in your path, and that's what it's like. This game is more competitive than any other sport I played. I pitched a no-hitter in Little League. Not that great, but whatever. Everybody's played a sport. Everybody's done what they love to do, and they all have it broadcasted. And they have everything shown right in front of them. Why can't every game or every sport be equal in that aspect? If gaming was created equal and put, say, on cable or DirecTV or Dish, even if it's one specific brand, I think more people would be like, okay, let's get that brand so that way I can record this tournament or something. And then maybe viewership would go up. Everybody's saying that there's a problem with viewership because they have ad block and stuff like that, but you can't block commercials on TV. Maybe if people actually looked at things and tried to figure something out. Advertising isn't cheap. You can advertise things as guerrilla links like Wings of Redemption does, and then you don't have to worry about how many people use ad block or how many people watch videos on mobile devices, because then you're still getting paid. Gaming is something that can expand drastically over the next 5-10 years. Not only COD, but everything. League of Legends has exploded. Call of Duty has exploded since Black Ops 2. And these games can exponentially grow. If MLG, Activision, the owner of League of Legends, can push their games to the limit and push MLG to the limit to show how much these games can do and show how much the people that play them can do. And if people start loving the backstory of people like Woody's Gamertag, and then people will start loving the characters and the people they are, and then that builds up the individual brands as well, not only the teams but the players. And if you love the players, then you're going to watch that team play every single time, even if it's an exhibition game like a scrim. You can broadcast those every couple hours or so and then put in a League of Legends game, and it really would show everybody everything for each individual person. And I think that would achieve more balance with everything that needs to be shown for MLG. They only show certain people certain times, and the rest is on Twitch on individual channels. But I think contracting people and doing it the right way, like Machinima started to, and then said, oh, well, these people are making too much money, is the way it should be done. Making money is really easy in this business if you know how to do it. And if you're able to outsmart some of the people that aren't smarter than you, then you're going to be able to make a hell of a lot more money than the next person. And if you don't make the money, then you're obviously not going to be able to make it like everybody else. There's nothing that can stop this if people will actually push it. If MLG is able to say, let's get a tournament together with the COD Championships from Activision and Treyarch and Infinity Ward and now Sledgehammer, if they're able to get games together like Black Ops 2 was for competitive Call of Duty and how it was built for competitive, and we're able to bring the game out of the box and play competitive on every map in any game type that MLG wants to use, such as Search and Destroy, such as Kill Confirmed. These games would be very, very entertaining. As long as they're fast paced and as long as they're shown, let's show their skill. These people have so much skill, me included. A few people I know personally have a lot of gaming skill, a lot of skill in games, a lot of skill in strategy, a lot of skill in ethics, and knowing how to outsmart people. And that would be a great way to show how these people really can do something with this and entertain people. There's people like Fwiz, who are some of the most entertaining people in the world, but they're very small known because they're only on Twitch and MLG.tv. But if there was a channel for it, how many people would sit there and surf through channels and say, "Ooh, what's this?" and stop and watch? It could have the viewership that MLB has and NBA has if they sit there and take the time to expand it and show how much it can really grow. Competitive gaming is something that can't be stopped once it's started, and everybody has seemed to start it, but they're not giving it the time of day. Well, I guess this is Bilo out, and have a nice day. Enjoy the content. Like, comment, subscribe if you have a chance. Thank you. Yo, YouTube, how the hell are you? It's Iconic Bilo bringing you a